It's always the elevator. I had dreams about it. They think I'm crazy. Maybe the dreams wanted to say something to me, but the memories are blurry. I can't really remember what happened. I think I can see something. It's like a world full of despair. At first it seems this world is bearable, but at some point it shifts. I get punished for every error. There's no room for failure. There's only sorrow in this world. What is that? I can see a glow in the horizon. Please tell me, what are you? Huh? What you do right there? Long time no see. No, seriously, what are you doing right there? I can't understand you. Huh? Brother, what this? What this? Silksong is better than Ori. Huh? Eh? Brother, I thought that he was gluing that. This glue is older than my life and the dinosaurs after the generation of the Bration. What is that? So today we're gonna find out why this year, I think this year is not good for sticking something, but we're gonna take that because we need to stick this greater than sign, like como, like, yeah. Okay, I think it works. It works. I don't know if you can see that. You definitely can't see that, but we're gonna evaluate that this is bullshit, To be clear, both games, Ori and Silksong respectively, target different gamers, and that's okay, and I love Silksong to some extent. Just take my opinion with a grain of salt. I'm gonna examine both games into 5 criteria: gameplay, story, music, art direction, and abilities. Not in the right order, but we're gonna start with the abilities because I just love the abilities, And Ori, of course, because no. Let's not do that right now, We're gonna stay humble and just like homo. I don't have any tier lists right now. I need to dinky. Okay, we're gonna hold the most longest monologue of all time. I'm gonna talk 10 minutes through and we're gonna see which ability will prevail. Super. And I mean, it's not the best to compare both games with their abilities, but it doesn't matter, It doesn't matter. So let's start, And the arrow ability, I'm gonna say that. For combat, it's no charm. I'm not the distance guy. Sometimes if you're like this, like someone swings like far, and you are like 1 health, you can just shoot from the far, About gameplay wise, sometimes you need it in the air. I say good. Good can be better. No, let's be harsh. No shame. But it's not the worst, I think we should have started with that because that's not really ability, but really the sword in Ori. Brother, this is like you can slice the most greatest mango with that because the juice out of this slice is second to none. It's like, wow. This sword, if you wield it, you just feel like the champ. You feel like the greatest of all time, you know? And that's why this sword is an unglaublich. It's one of the best swords, you know? I feel like, wow, you know? And Hornet couldn't. Let's make that clear, okay? This thing was like Enel's cousin's ability. You are like an thunder god. It's okay, you know? It has aura. You know, we need to measure every ability with aura. And aura. And aura, you need to evaluate everything with aura. And this here has aura. When you shoot that, everything is just obliterated. You know, and that's why it's good. Or more maybe it's good, you know. We're gonna stay very humble. This thing I didn't use, but this is like the most swinging bombs thing, you know. It's like, wow. Good. Shuriken, it's like, you can do that, but I say no shame, you know. No shame. Regenerate is just good. We're gonna take that, you know. Gust, you know, Gust was like, I think Ori, I need to evaluate it right now in the tier list. I think Ori should have used the owl a little bit more. I mean, cool. That's how the narrator said. I think the narrator in Ori is one of the best things of all time. In general, I just love when games just have this gibberish language and they talk like, wow, you know. In Silksong too, you know, there are some characters, wow, you just want to talk with them, but in this gibberish language, you know, unglaublich. But this ability, I say, no, maybe pinely, because they could have done more. But no, they did some things with that, you know. There were some puzzles with that. This year is aura. When you use that, aura. But I think it doesn't make so much damage, but you just explode and aura. This year, brother, really, I forgot that, you know. Let me just look it up. Yeah, I know what it is. This ability is somehow not great, but in conjunction with a different ability, it's one of the this ability. We need to talk about the bash, you know. Ori has one of the greatest invention of mankind, you know. Bash, wow. Hey, Silksong, you could have, no, you couldn't. You really couldn't. Why did I say could have? No, you couldn't. Because bash is one of the best things of all time. Let me explain it. You are like, you are my enemy, you know? And you shoot the projectile to me. I just reflected. Aura. But then you can use the direction in where you point. I think it's, what was it? I think it's you shoot yourself in the direction where the arrow is, right? I think that's how it is. But I think in Ori 1 it was the opposite. Anyways, this ability lets you throw a projectile, so you don't need an enemy, and you just use your own projectile to bring yourself even further, and it gives you so much, like, you can do so much. Probably not the right way to do it, but you can just explore, you know, unglaublich. And, you know, bashing is like impregnate me. Just call me mama. Let me be a seahorse for you, you know. That's like this. This year is like nostalgic because it reminded me of the first Ori game, this Navi, which just followed you. That's quite the same ability. We say good, and this is like impregnate him, you know. This is like bash to go. You can bash just for the vibes, you know. This is like unglaublich. Okay. We talked about Ori. No, we did not talk about everything, you know. Just one thing in general. The movement with the abilities, you know. There's the bash, there's the double jump, there's the dash. Not it's the movement is just sexy, you know. You can do so much in the air. You are like in this point flying without flying, and that's the best way to describe it, you know. You can just do whatever you want, and there's still like constraints that don't destroy the whole thing. You can really explore it just perfectly, you know. The grapple, oh my god. No, let's talk about Silksong, you know. We talk too much about Ori abilities at this point, you know. This is not really a ability, but I just wanted to point that out, that this, I don't know how this one is called. I think needleline, I don't know. This needle instrument, like, I don't know. I like it because it gives you so much. It makes you noisy, you know. Somehow you just think, maybe if I play that to that enemy, maybe he's gonna say something, you know. And I like the ability. It's unglaublich, you know. We're wanna get unglaublich. No, it's good. It's good. We don't want to exaggerate that. It's good, you know. Silkart just, I think, regenerate. We take it like that. It's just regeneration is in Silksong, or is it regeneration? I really don't know. Ah no, it was just that you can regenerate silk. You know, we take that, you know, and I think regeneration was just, you could have done that at the start, you know. Wall jumps are always good. I think Silksong's wall jump is sexy. Like, you slide well, you have control, everything is sexy, and yeah, no, we take unglaublich. Swift step, you could have make so much with the step. We give it unglaublich, you know. We give it unglaublich. We are very generous, you know. Maybe too generous at this point. We're gonna say good, you know. We're gonna say good. The cloak is like that. No. Maybe the swift step into unglaublich. But then we were 2-2. We're gonna take that. I really don't know what this is. I didn't have this ability even. That's because, I don't know. We're gonna take it on oberpeinlich. I think the ability is nice, but it doesn't matter, you know. It really doesn't matter. This here. Good. I didn't have this ability either, I think. Or maybe I did. I really don't know. No. I've really nothing to say about this. Clawline is nice, but I think... No, I used it. I will take it... Oh, yeah. We're gonna put it on good. Needle Strike, what was that? You know, Needle Strike has aura. I think every ability is at least good, you know. There are no shamas. And this is unglaublich too. I think I mistook this ability. I have the camera really at the right spot. This ability with that, and this ability is like this Route 10 Pokemon Red and Blue. You are in the cave, you just want to get out of this cave because everything is just dark, you know. Like, just close your eyes and like imagine yourself as a kid. You just want to go out, red and blue. There's this really infinite cave, and then you somehow maybe found flash, and then everything is fine. This is this ability, and that's why it's unglaublich, because it even makes damage. So aura. aura is always good, and this ability is unglaublich too. When it comes to the abilities in Silksong are very neat, you know, and the movement is nice too. And this one down A, that's how I call it. That's where you like jump at the enemy and then you get like a velocity upwards. That's okay. That's nice. No, that's really nice. But when it comes to abilities, Ori just clears. It's Mr. Ability, this game. The abilities are too great. And my throat is aching. You know, I think my throat was more than aching. It was like screaming to me, oh, please stop talking. So that's why I talked on this day just nothing and didn't record anything. And now it's dark outside, but we have still the poster on our bag, so we can still talk about it. The debate is still open. And you know, now let's talk about the story. And I'm not so deep into both of the stories, but I can say about the story in Silksong that I really adore the characters, but on the great scheme of things, I really don't understand them. They're just talking gibberish for me, because you know, you have like this dot and this dot, but you can't really connect them, and that's why the story didn't really make sense for me. I just had like a really small perception what really happened in this world. Still, I really like the story, and one of the endings that I got was like pretty similar to Hollow Knight, that you really try to fight the enemy and somehow became the enemy in some way, you know. I don't know if I want to spoil so much, and I really need to watch the endings when I think about it right now. But when it comes to Ori, you know, there were some bits that I liked, like with the bird, with this big bird, and at the end with the tree and Ori, the symbols. But I think this is a clear Silksong win. You know, there's no debate. You know, I poured my whole soul into the ability section, that I want to do the other section very shortly, so that I can fit it in maybe 30 minutes this video. So yeah, let's talk about the art direction, and what I mean by that is just how they presented it. And in Ori, it's like, wow, it's just the literal way to say something is beautiful. If someone wants to say something is beautiful, just say Ori. It's like a synonym, because the cutscenes, the world building, it's like you can always have a still frame, just look at the frame and just see how beautiful everything looks. And I just love that Ori has like a very stark contrast. For that gives the player like this feeling that they know who they are playing, and it really strengthens the character, because we are the chosen one in some way. You know, we need to do something great, and that's why we are like admitting like an aura. And I think this is very, very nice. And Ori has this advantage against Silksong, that the biodiversity, that's how I call it, is very like, you have like the water parts, you have like forests, you have so much layers of flora and fauna in Ori. In Silksong, you don't have that, and it really fits it, you know. It's a cave. It's like, oh, of course it doesn't look perfectly. It's like a doomed world, a lost world. But I really was captured by this art direction from Ori, because I don't know, maybe at this time I really want to see something beautiful, and I really got that. Nevertheless, I really need to give Silksong its credits, because of course it doesn't want to depict a beautiful world, but it really perfectly nails this doomed, lost world where the character just lost their mind. You know, you have this Sherma. He just sings like a freak. You know, he's gone. He's gone, and I really like those characters who have partially like lost their mind. You know, there's maybe there, but this world is just doomed, and I think with those little things, the game really depicts it very great. And Hornet has this perfect depiction for me. Hornet has a cloak. You can't see Hornet's eyes. You're like very distant from Hornet, and this whole world is just distant. It should be distant to you. Moreover, a really great decision from Silksong is that they really didn't use any life bars. You just have your own life bar at the top left corner, and then you just can immerse into the game. You really feel if you hit the enemy. You can't really know if he has 1 health or 2, but it lets you really feel it, you know. And if you kill him, you really, at some point, you just numb and just an enemy, you know. But it has some meaning if you really defeat a enemy. It feels more raw, you know. And that's like a great thing, you know. I would still give Ori the point, because art direction encompasses so much that I really can't express in words. And this journey in Ori, like how the world interacted with me art-wise, it was just beautiful. Now let's move on to the music. And when it comes to the music, I have like 2 criterias. One of them is, can I listen to this theme when I have a walk, when I'm working? And the second is this theme good in the game? And sometimes both criteria can coexist. The simplest way to evaluate if I like a theme is just, is the theme talking to me? Can I imagine a story about this theme? And in Ori, oftentimes you have like this Disney vibes, you know. I don't know if it's just me. I just feel like Simba, you know. The themes is like I'm like the chosen one, you know. And one really stuck to me. It was like approaching the ruins. I think that's the theme. Brother, this theme just reached my bunda, you know. It was deep into my heart, you know. And I really like the atmosphere of Ori themes. It really perfectly like makes the whole thing round, you know. Furthermore, I really adore if a theme uses a leitmotif on and always finds a new way to like put the leitmotif into the theme. And I wanted to mention some Ori themes that I was like, wow. Let me look at it. It was Dashing and Bashing, Luma Pulse, or this water music. Really perfect water music. Qualux Hollow, it achieved to give me this forest vibes, you know. Like the swamp, there are some toads and frogs and all that perfectly, you know. A Shine Upon Inkwater, Inkwater Marsh, you know. At minute 130, goosebumps. Ori themes, really great. And of course, when it comes to Silksong themes, it is the completely opposite of Ori, except of Moss Grotto, which is somehow similar to Ori to some extent. And a part of that, you know, most of the themes gave me the feeling like there is in this world no hope, you know, but somehow there is like this one sparkle would seem like a hope. You are like trying to reach to it, but you don't know if it's fake or if it's true. It's like those are the feelings that I get when I listen to some of the themes, which are more like in the sad way. But when it comes to the Who Reached My Bunda, oh my god. Of course, Choral Chambers is goated, but Clockwork Core and Clockwork, I think that's the name of the themes respectively. Those themes, you know, they tell a story to me. I really love this Clockwork Core because it really, I can see a world where you are like in a room which is very secret. You are not allowed to see that, and you can see like many clocks who are spinning faster than the others, and it's like a time and space room, you know. And that's the vibe that I got when I listened to it again. And Clockwork was like this boss theme when you needed to beat both of those Riven type enemies. And I had like this imagination. You are like a kid who just have a toy which you can like wind up the doll, and you're like playing with this doll, and you have so much ecstasy, and there are like the peaks in this play with the doll. But sometimes like there is this time where you just stop playing with it, and that's where the music is ending. That's the vibe that I got. And I don't know, if I can imagine a story, I'm just always hooked right at the start if I can really grasp what I think the music is trying to tell me, you know. Now the honorable mentions in Silksong, which would be Songclave, Silksong, Hunter's Trail, Widow, and Bone Bottom. There were some other really great themes, but there were just this 5 that I wanted to say. And this point would go to Silksong, of course. Not really, of course. I think Ori has some great themes that I will just listen to probably after this video still, you know. There are some bangers. But Silksong just really, I don't know, spoke to me a little bit more than Ori. I can really imagine many stories, and I really appreciate if a theme can give me that, and that's why the point goes to Silksong. Now, the reason why I started this video, the gameplay. You know, Silksong and I have a very interesting relationship, you know, and I have a very strict opinion when it comes to the gameplay, you know, and Silksong has this tendency to be very annoying. What do I mean by that? You know, you start the game, you want to know where you are, and you just don't have a map. That's cool, you know, that's fine. Just progress, and then you get the map. Oh, you need a compass. Okay, that's fine. You need to equip it. Okay, that's very unnecessary, especially because you can't really equip many of those things. Okay, no, that's okay. Then you are at the boss and you lose. Fine, you can just hopefully respawn right at the boss, right? Right? Maybe you call me spoiled, but you know, I played another scrap treasure.
Yeah, I'm a real hard hitter. Oh, wait!
And I just really can't take it anymore. Those unnecessary, annoying games, you know. A game can be very hard, but it shouldn't be for me annoying, because those backtracking things, you know, when you lost to a boss, they are just unnecessary for me. On the other hand, Ori hugged me. It was just very welcoming. It was not a great depression. The game was challenging, but still it was not so challenging that I lost my mind and want to cry. You know, and this is the spot that I want to achieve as a gamer, this experience. And a part of that, Silksong's gameplay is of course one of the best, and I don't need to explicitly explain that. It was just this one first world problem that really made the whole experience a little bit stressful for me. That's why I could just say that Silksong destroyed my soul, and what I wanted is something to repair it, and this was Ori. Everlastingly or La Journey.
I think I found the bug. Or maybe it should be like that. No. No.